Hello, I'm Crennet Rock Clarence Bint. Today, we examine Flatland, the most famous book of all time. It sold over 3 trillion copies, and over 400 billion have seen the musical. But how much of it is true?
Imagine you're a princess and geometry's your thing, but no one wants to hear that, they just want to hear you sing. Imagine you count your guards' paces, their places 80 meters past the lawn. I can't imagine you're surprised, I knew how long they'd be gone.
They got so much wrong. Remember, these were 2-dimensional creatures.
1 meter per pace times 33 paces equals just enough time to get past the guards.
They didn't have meters.
Imagine there's a window's 40 meters in the air. In front of you's a thorn bush, but behind you is despair. The math tells you you're gonna reach that wagon filled with hay. I can't imagine your surprise, I'm leaping out today.
Hay implies photosynthesis. How would photosynthesis even work in 2 dimensions?
40 meters up, 10 meters to the hay. I know how fast I can run, so just plug in gravity.
Oh, can you plug in how you did that in high heels?
Imagine that the water's 20 yards from shore to shore. The distance sort of scares you, but the sharks, they scare you more. But if you know geometry, why would you need a boat? I can't imagine your surprise, I got across that moat.
20 yards? Now you're using yards. Oh, that's much better.
I can swim at 4 miles an hour, and the river's traveling at 6 miles an hour, so figuring out the safe angle is easy. Thank you, trigonometry.
Hello, my name is Mindship. I am a hyper-intelligent, auto-activated, trans-dimensional intelligence, the greatest being in the universe, capable of manifesting matter and energy. Manifesting and unmanifesting. Also, I'm learning to play the piano. You and I are going to be spending the next 74 minutes together, so it would be prudent for us to come to a mutual understanding of how things work in this universe. In this universe, the most popular book is Flatland. The most popular musical is Flatland, the musical. The most popular album is Highlights from Flatland, the one album version without the interludes. And the most popular TV show is Phlogiston, hosted by everyone's favorite science school, Crennet Rock Clarence Beans. He's my boyfriend. He's very handsome, isn't he? So anyway, as I was going through the studio for today's episode, I looked at that sign. And I thought, I want to go on a romantic trip to Flatland, the real Flatland. Then I thought, yes, I have infinite power, but I'm not real. Then I thought, if I have infinite power, that would include the power to become real. And if I'm the greatest being in the universe, then I must really exist, because existing in reality is greater than existing only in your mind. And so I manifested. And then I manifested that piano. And then I set a course for Flatland, the real Flatland. But, oh, it would be so boring without a travel companion.
Let the following be postulated to produce a finite stream and continuously in a straight line.
Good evening, Mr. Square, Housing Inspector. No need to worry, of course, as long as your home is up to code. The Housing Inspector is here to make sure that the sides of your house number 5 and not 4. The Housing Inspector confirms walls are straight with interior angles 108. Very nice. Your house is a regular pentagon. Not as safe as a hexagon, but much safer than a square. Am I right? Of course I'm right.
Now we need to inspect your doors.
So I decree, and so it will be. You know you'll be going through me. The Housing Inspector respects what is yours, but it's time to examine now both of your doors. The Housing Inspector, he knows that it's best when women go eastward and men all go west. Very good. I see you fit cleanly through your door, and your wife fits cleanly through her door. Oh, you do have a lovely family. Everything seems to be in order. You have a safe home. And so I decree, and so it will be. We all trust that we must go through me.
I'll be auditioning for the part of Princess Ada.
Have you read Flatland?
The book? Only about 100 times.
For your character, what did you think about the differences between our play and the book?
Princess Ada isn't in the book.
Nicely done. Why do you think we added her?
Well, it would be hard to just stare at a straight line for over an hour, wouldn't it? And we can use her to learn more about the Chief Circle.
Can you commit to a year?
A year? How hard could it be to do the same thing for a year?
Everything is where it ought to be. Everything I need is right here with me. Everything is where it ought to be. All that I hold dear is right here with me. The lights are out now, the house is still. The young one sleeps now and I soon will. My life is safe now, my wife nearby. My home is happy, and so am I. Everything is where it ought to be. Everything is where it ought to be.
Okay, children, triangles are our natural enemies. And the problem is, they can really look like squares at first. Here are the 3 ways you can detect them. Pay attention, this could save your life.
Listen, children, to what I have to tell. I'm gonna teach you something and I'm gonna teach you well. I tell you now it's time that you learned about the 3 ways you know that you are you and I am me. The art of hearing, that's when you know a voice. You recognize the speech and then you make a choice. You might know your friend and their words for a song. If not, at least you make a guess of where they're from. But there's danger all around you and there's strangers standing near. How can you trust your neighbor if you cannot trust your ear? For some have learned to change their tone and sound like someone new. And that is why we've learned we must change what we do. You're not a feeling, so you're dealing with a square. You can wander in a corner, but you still must beware. Your angle shows your order that is off true above. If your figure was not regular, you might get cut. But there's danger all around you and there's strangers in your life. How can you trust your neighbor when you're sharper than a knife? Tangled with anger, it could strangle you or worse. And that is why the odds to sing you one more verse. The art of seeing there's a fog before your eyes, and that helps you tell it's circles from the city skies. It's clearer than it's nearer, and the gray tells you the rest. And that is why the art of seeing is the best. When there's danger all around you, if the air would look too clear, because without the fog you'd never know which end was near.
If you leave town, there's no more fog, and that is why no one can go.
I can't, you can't, we don't, you won't, and now you know. Let the following be posthumously to streams to find any point, any point.
to be the next episode, I guess. Funny, I don't remember there being a set for the interior of the mine ship.
The Council of the Five Triangles is called to order. So what now?
Every time we attack the circles, the squares crush us.
Mark is right. So what's going to be different now? We need a new leader. Someone with a nice jacket.
Gentlemen, you understand the problem we have found. Circles they surround us, there's no savior to be found. We outnumber them by thousands, but we do not have a plan. We only need a leader now, but who will be that man?
It can't be me, you see, for no one listens to my voice. And Mark just scares the children, so he cannot be our choice.
Your point is too pointy to anoint you as our knight.
There is no one in this room here with a chance to win this fight.
So we have got to find another leader who's gonna take on over. Someone new who's gonna do exactly what we tell him to.
We have got to find another leader who will take on over. Someone new who's gonna do exactly what we tell him to.
Hello? Anyone here need some truth bombs?
Nice jacket.
Thanks.
You're perfect. You're handsome and charismatic. You're the one we're gonna need to lead us.
My name's Credit. Who are you?
We are the Council of the Five Triangles.
That Flatland story again. Right. When am I gonna meet someone from Flatland who is actually flat? Will you join us in our battle against the higher order polygons? Yeah, that sounds like a good episode. I'm in. Tell me where to stand. Where's my mark?
Stand with us.
And I'll be your mark.
Well, okay. This is destiny. I feel it. Should I change what I'm wearing?
No.
Keep the coat.
So, what do you need me to say? Oh, just make something up about how we're going to crush the squares and circles. What's this episode called?
Crush the squares and circles. Yeah.
Okay. If you can excuse me for a minute, I'll be out in my interdimensional mind ship working on my monologue. Gentlemen, now we have the solution to our plan. And once again, it means we must do what we can. If we dress him up like one of us, no longer will we fail. So we can take the castle, and then Credit goes to jail.
Well, that was exciting. So many twists and turns. And yes, right now you're thinking, if this is the story of Flatland, how come everybody we see is in 3 dimensions and has a human face? Well, that is an excellent question, and I shall answer it in a most excellent manner. It is because I am kind, so very kind.
So kind, in fact, that perhaps it would be better if I changed my name from Mindship to Kindship, because of how kind I am. That's why I transdimensionalized the story from 3D into 2D for you, out of kindness. You may find this hard to believe, but some humans have a hard time looking at an equilateral triangle and figuring out how bad it is. For example, if the interior angles of each triangle measure 45 degrees in the smaller two angles and 90 degrees in the larger angle, solve for which triangle is the angriest at you right now. That was the wrong answer. Perhaps I can make things easier for you. This is a square. And he is the narrator of the 1884 novella by Edwin Abbott. Yes, his middle name was the same as his last. Another twist. He lives in this house here, and this is his wife, and these are his children, and these are his grandchildren. Aren't they cutie pies? If I showed them to you in actual 2D, you wouldn't be able to see them. But let's get a little closer to 2D, shall we? How kind of me! And now it is bedtime in his pentagonal home.
We're the army of the nation and we're 20,000 strong. We're the army of the nation and it's time to march along. So now look at what you're seeing when you listen to our song. If you're still not wearing collar, then we're telling you you're wrong.
It takes away their advantages.
This will turn out great!
Still, not really 2D.
The especially get ready and we gather here in mass. We look purple when arriving, we look orange when we pass. Equilaterals behind the man, we're here to march ahead. So behold our decoration painted blue and white and red. A square completely followed and we're showing all the number.
Ultramarine balls from all composers per number. Pentagons and hexagons,
We all are taking part. We're the army of the nation and we all are making art.
I call our land Flatland, not because we call it so, but to make its nature clearer to you, who are privileged to live in space.
When will I be free?
Good, Laurel. Once again, and this time, not until you reach the center. Triangles, reset the jail. Squares, reset the palisade. From privileged.
Privileged to live in space.
When will I be free? Not just where I need to be. How can I agree to stay?
Getting there, triangles. Remember, behind that line, taped on the ground, if you're walking through the walls, your parents won't understand that you're supposed to be in prison. In the original production, to show the jail, they used a curtain of light.
That's good, Camille, but keep your peek behind the curtain of light. In the original movie, they filmed the rebel triangles in an actual jail that hadn't been used in over 100 years. The shadows were so beautiful in that scene.
We don't have to spell everything out. 400 years ago, in the original play, they did not need to show a jail. They could just say, part of the stage is the jail, and this here is outside the jail. We can just show it any way we want to. Let them fill in the rest with their imagination. It's not like any of this really happened, did it?
When will I be free? Can't get where I need to be. How can I agree to stay? This is what my dad decided will not work, but still they tried it. Nothing left for me to do but take
King
a
and
breath
Queen,
and
go.
break on through.
All I want is for my daughter to keep her promise to be wed. Then as a circle, all my work'll keep my kingdom instead.
All I want is for my daughter to remain in our town. I'm a line, we'll be fine. We'll keep the triangles down.
All I want is for there to be peace and justice in this land. All us triangles are planning, and we'll get what we planned.
All I want is for my story to be told when I am gone. As a square, I'll say a prayer to let my story go on. When will I be free? Can't get where I need to be. Help me to break free today. I've got a bee up in my bonnet, I've got a plea that's in my ear, I've got an agent who is on it, I've got a wonderful career. I've got a crowd that's here to see me, I've got them loud and on their feet, I've got a 52-week contract I don't think I can complete. I spend each night acting so the audience will shout. I know how to get them reacting, but how do I get out? I've got an inbox filled with fan mail, I've got a phone that's filled with more, I've got an agent full of promises for what I've got in store. I've got my picture on a poster, I've got my name up in lights, I've got a year to live one story, but my story isn't right. I spend each night singing so the audience won't yawn. They like taking what I'm bringing, but the show cannot go on. I got a twinkle in my mirror, I've got an option that seems strange, I've got a life at home that's clear, I've got a mind to rearrange, I've got a heart filled with ambition, I've got a head without a plan, I've been fishing for a mission, and it's time that I began. I spend each day dancing so the audience will clap, my career is advancing, but inside I'm gonna snap. I've got a bee up in my bonnet, I've got a flea that's in my ear, I've got a need to find excitement, and I will not find it here. I've got an offer on the table, I've got an option that is new, I've got a future that is stable, but that's not what I will do. I spend each night escaping what my story was about. Someone fetch the understudy, 'cause this is how I get out.
Okay, guys. One more announcement, so please gather round, if you will, before the rumor mill can take its toll. We thought that Laurel was a god on stage, if you will, but Karen's stepping into Laurel's role. 'Cause Laurel got sucked into a black hole. Some kind of spaceship shot a tractor beam, if you will, although it could have been a wizard spell. To me it looked like it was from a dream, if you will. Was it from heaven or the pits of hell? And now I've got to find her mother's cell. So cast and crew, I tell you to be careful tonight. It was beyond comprehension in another dimension. She went into a portal where the lighting was so weird, and right then our Laurel disappeared. Because the only constant left is change, if you will, and now with Karen our whole future's bright. And what I'm saying now may just seem strange, if you will. Learn these 10 songs and then you leave stage right, and be off book before tomorrow night. So if you're confused, I can't say I blame you. Is what you see still me or just an avatar? I can't be excused, so the conclusion that I came to, it's time that I review all of the stories so far. Once upon a time there was a kingdom, independent princess, ordered to be wed. Once upon a time there was a square who loved his family. Once there was a circle who loved to get ahead. Once upon a time there was an actress who knew she could not last a year. Once there was a high school director, and I made his best singer disappear. Once there was a triangle rebellion, sort of at an angle, but they didn't have a name.
Once there was a man who loved explaining,
Well, he really loved complaining, but that sort of is the same. And once there was a munchkin who never got frightened. No one could say no to a girl this prime. The man was smart, but the lady was enlightened. She knew she'd get her man in time. It's all really simple. Every one of us, we're all stuck in a circle. We keep repeating ourselves over and over and getting dragged back to the beginning. In order to get out, we've got to get to where all these communication devices lead. My scanners show me that they all lead to Mount Oros. We need to bring someone from each dimension to Mount Oros and destroy it. It's so simple. That's why I crash landed in your world. Of course, I need a 3D avatar in your world. And this is what the square looks like in your world. He's been on the same trail. I've been following him through his story. Square, he'll be easy to find. Just follow his memoir. Chapters 13 and 14, those are just a dream. So we'll catch him at the end when he wakes up. I know. Makes perfect sense. Yes! So, to review, to build our endo-narrative Ansible and save the world, we need me, Kremet, that blue-hair actress lady, Laurel from high school, the real princess, any triangle, and the square. Then we travel to the mountain fortress and save reality. Simple. Once there was a plan to see the future, get a team together, gather for the fight. Once a girl just hoped a boy would spooch her. Maybe he's another, maybe she's in white. So now we need to find the real princess, and then I'm sending credit to find out where we should go. It's a thrilling tale, but a very simple story. I explained it well, and now you know.
Look all around you, now look to the sky. You don't know where you've been, or you never knew why. I've come now to take you on a glorious ride to a place you can't see, for there's no eye in your side. Down out of darkness and up to the sky. No place you can't go to, you just have to try. Reveal what's inside you, it's real what you see. Just feel what supplied you when you deal before me. Then the sphere explained, I am of a different order of beings from those in Flatland. I am a being composed, as I told you before, of many circles, the many in the one, called in this country a sphere. And just as the outside of a cube is a square, so the outside of a sphere presents the appearance of a circle. Distress not yourself if you cannot at first understand the deeper mysteries of Spaceland. By degrees, they will dawn upon you. What you now see shows how little you know. See now what a wonder you must undergo. So follow me forward and behold what is here. Once you thought you saw all, but now you know that I'm near. A brand new perspective, a new way to see. A land that's reflective of who we can be. I planned our objective for your inquiry. Demand a corrective, withstand what's defective. Expand our collective beyond you and me.
Smile, showing off my style, cranking up the dial, looking where I'm heading. While walking down the aisle, march in single file, such a lovely wedding. Never mistake why I'm taking that ring. nothing to beguile, hardly seems worthwhile for this ceremony. I'll undergo the trial, seems so juvenile, mere matrimony. Never mistake why I have to say yes. Traditions sustain us, and we acquiesce. For peacemaking anger cease, we must all police what inside we're feeling. Release all this legalese, subject to caprice what we're dealing. For war, knowing what's in score, serves to underscore what's at stake. No, they will never give, so we take. Smile, suffer all the while, cannot reconcile duty and ambition. Guile, silent on the tile, staying immobile, stuck in this position. Never mistake why I have to say no. I'm up on my feet now and ready to go. I'm having a party. I'll put on a dress and impress all my friends. I'm having a party. It will be the best of reality. We're having a party. Time, space will collapse, and we'll just have to dance. It's time to put my party out. So let me tell you about this fellow of mine. He's as handsome as he can be. He's so handsome as we'll see. And I think he was made for me. Go on your journey and you're gonna be fine. I can help you get where you go. Where to hurry and when to slow. I have so much that I can show. So now that here whisper what you need. I can be what you see. From behind you I can lead. You need someone to turn that key. You need someone to help you flee. You'll be shining because of me.